In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 6, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Sacred Heart versus Connecticut. The Sacred Heart Pioneers are set to visit the reigning national champion Connecticut Huskies on Wednesday, November 6th for an exciting non-conference matchup. This game will take place at the Harriet Gampel Pavilion in Storrs, Connecticut, where the Huskies will be looking to begin their season with a strong performance in front of their home crowd. Sacred Heart is coming off a rather average season, finishing with a 16-16 overall record. The Pioneers were competitive in their Northeast Conference games, posting a 10-6 mark. However, they finished behind both Central Connecticut and Merrimack in the conference standings. Their season came to a disappointing end in the first round of the Northeast Conference tournament, where they were eliminated by Wagner. Despite some promising individual performances, the team struggled to find consistency throughout the year. The Pioneers have already played one game this season, a road contest against Temple on Tuesday. In that game, Sacred Heart fought hard and was only down by a single point at halftime. However, they couldn't maintain that momentum in the second half and ultimately lost the game by a score of 81-70. Tanner Thomas led the way for Sacred Heart, scoring 22 points, while Bryce Johnson contributed with a double-double, finishing with 10 points and 11 rebounds. On the other hand, the Connecticut Huskies are coming off an outstanding 2023 season, during which they dominated the college basketball landscape. They secured championships in the Big East regular season, the Big East tournament, and, most notably, the NCAA tournament. Connecticut finished the season with a remarkable 37-3 overall record and an 18-2 mark in Big East play. Their stellar performance earned them a spot as one of the premier programs in the nation. This season, the Huskies are entering their 7th year under the leadership of head coach Dan Hurley. Although Connecticut lost several key contributors to the NBA draft, including Stefan Castle and Donovan Clingan, as well as graduating seniors Tristan Newton and Cam Spencer, they remain a formidable force. One of the bright spots for the Huskies is the return of forward Alex Karaban, who is expected to step into a larger role this season. The upcoming game between Sacred Heart and Connecticut in Storrs will be the first for the Huskies this season, while the Pioneers are coming off their loss to Temple. Sacred Heart struggled with their three-point shooting in their season opener, making only 23.8% of their attempts from beyond the arc. Against a much more talented Connecticut squad, the Pioneers will likely face significant challenges in this matchup. The Huskies have one of the most talented teams in the country for the 3rd consecutive year. Connecticut enters the 2024 season with aspirations of a 3rd consecutive national championship. Despite losing 4 key players to the NBA draft, they are currently ranked number 3 in the preseason AP poll, thanks in part to head coach Dan Hurley's decision to remain with the Huskies, turning down an offer from the Los Angeles Lakers. Connecticut brings back Alex Karaban, who is poised to take on an even bigger role this year and could emerge as one of the top players in college basketball. Given Sacred Heart's relatively weak performance last season and their preseason ranking of number 336 by Ken Palm, Connecticut is expected to dominate this matchup. The Huskies' superior talent and depth should make this an extremely one-sided game. In terms of past matchups, Connecticut has been dominant against Sacred Heart, winning all 3 previous meetings and covering the spread in each. In this game, the Huskies are a massive 33-point favorite at home. With Connecticut ranked number 6 and Sacred Heart projected at number 324, it seems almost certain that the Huskies will assert their dominance early and often. Sacred Heart has no notable advantages in this game, so the Connecticut Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at betting trends, the Huskies finished last season with a 20-11 record against the spread and a 15-15-1 mark in over-under betting. Offensively, Connecticut was incredibly efficient, averaging 81.4 points per game, which ranked 23rd in the country. Defensively, they were one of the best in the nation, allowing just 63 points per game. Connecticut also excelled in shooting, with a remarkable 49.7% field goal percentage, ranking 5th in the nation. They were also solid from the free throw line, line, shooting 74.3%, though they were less effective from three-point range, shooting 31.8%. The Huskies' offense was fueled by a balanced team effort, with 5 players averaging double-digit points per game. Senior guard Tristan Newton led the way, contributing 15 points, 6.6 rebounds, and a team-high 6.2 assists. Another key contributor was senior guard Cam Spencer, who averaged 14.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. For Sacred Heart, they finished last season with a 16-13 record against the spread and a 16-12-1 mark on over-under. The Pioneers had significant struggles with their shooting, particularly from the field, where they shot just 43%. Their three-point shooting was even worse, as they connected on only 24% of their attempts from long range. Tanner Thomas was the standout player for Sacred Heart, leading the team with 22 points and 4 rebounds. Amiri Stewart also had a solid performance, adding 13 points, 3 rebounds, and a team-high 4 steals. Defensively, Sacred Heart allowed 72 points per game, ranking 194th in the country, and they finished the season with an average of 74 points per game on offense. While they were strong from three-point range, shooting 36.5%, their overall shooting struggles will likely be exposed by the superior defense of Connecticut. Given these factors, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Vermont versus Auburn. The Vermont Catamounts will square off against the Auburn Tigers in an exciting inter-conference matchup this Thursday evening. The Catamounts come into this game after finishing the previous season with an impressive 28-7 record. On the other side, the Auburn Tigers posted a strong 27-8 record last year, making this a highly anticipated contest between two talented teams. Vermont is widely regarded as one of the top mid-major programs in the country, which is why the spread for this game is set at just 15 points. The Catamounts returned several key contributors from last season, including their 2 leading scorers, and they are coming off a dominant performance in the America East Conference. On the flip side, while Auburn is undoubtedly a strong team, there is a possibility they might be looking ahead to a more significant matchup with the number 4 Houston team after this game, which could impact their focus and performance in this contest. In addition to their offensive capabilities, Vermont boasts one of the best defenses in the nation. Last season, they held opponents to an average of just 63 points per game, showcasing their ability to stifle opposing offenses. The Catamounts kicked off their season on the road with a win over UAB, limiting them to only 62 points on 38% shooting. Vermont's defensive efficiency is evident in their ability to concede just 98 points per 100 possessions, which is a solid figure, especially when compared to Auburn's 91.5 points per 100 possessions. The Catamounts also excelled at limiting opponents to just 41% shooting from the field last season. To begin with, Vermont already has a game under its belt after defeating UAB 67-62 on Monday. In that victory, the Catamounts were strong defensively, holding UAB to a mere 38.2% shooting from the field. Offensively, Vermont was able to connect on 37% of their three-point attempts. If the Catamounts can maintain a similar shooting percentage from beyond the arc in this game, they should have no trouble keeping the score within a 15-point margin. Vermont is a team that demands respect, having claimed the America East Conference title for an impressive 8 consecutive seasons. While Auburn is expected to be a formidable force this year, the point spread for this matchup might be slightly inflated. Given their recent success and their defensive prowess, the Vermont Catamounts to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Offensively, Vermont isn't known for scoring high volumes of points, but they excel at controlling the tempo of the game and relying on their defense to secure victories. The Catamounts are a methodical team that takes their time on offense, often running the shot clock down to its final seconds. Last season, Vermont averaged just 56 field goals per game, and in their win on Tuesday, they only attempted 58 shots. This slow-paced style of play is a key aspect of their overall game plan. Auburn, however, is also an elite defensive team. Last year, the Tigers held opponents to a mere 30% shooting from three-point range, which ranked them 19th in the entire Division I. On the offensive side of the ball, Auburn was average from beyond the arc, finishing 115th in three-point shooting. Meanwhile, Vermont proved to be similarly tough against three-pointers, holding opponents to just 31.4% shooting from long range. With both teams excelling defensively, it's worth noting that the under has hit in 4 of Vermont's last 4 games, signaling a trend towards lower-scoring contests. Vermont's slow-paced style is reflected in their overall possessions per game. Last season, the Catamounts averaged only 63.3 possessions per 40 minutes, ranking 350th out of 362 Division I teams. This deliberate approach is central to their strategy, and it plays into the overall low-scoring nature of their games. Furthermore, both teams take great pride in their defensive capabilities. Auburn enters this season after finishing 6th in adjusted defensive efficiency last year, allowing just 92 points per 100 possessions. On the other hand, Vermont ranked 61st in defensive efficiency, giving up 100 points per 100 possessions. With both teams focused on defense and a slow-paced game expected, it's likely this matchup will be physical and low-scoring, especially when considering the contrasting styles of play. Given the defensive strength of both teams and their penchant for controlling the pace, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas-Rio Grande Valley versus Creighton. The Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros will square off against the Creighton Blue Jays on Wednesday in a college basketball showdown at the Chi Health Center in Omaha. This game is expected to be an exciting one, with both teams eager to start their season on the right foot. However, the matchup presents some clear disparities in talent, which could impact the final outcome significantly. In their previous game, the Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros struggled to find any success defensively against Nebraska, a performance that raises concerns for their ability to compete in this upcoming contest. Unfortunately, this trend does not bode well for them, as they will be facing a much stronger and more talented opponent in the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton has been known to dominate weaker teams with ease, and their depth and overall skill set give them a distinct advantage here. Despite the large point spread for this season opener, the talent gap between the two teams is simply too vast for Texas-Rio Grande Valley to overcome. Creighton is well equipped to handle their competition, and it's likely they will extend their dominance against Texas-Rio Grande Valley in a similar fashion to their non-conference games from last year. During the previous season, Creighton had impressive victories against teams like Florida Agricultural and Mechanical, North Dakota State, and Texas Southern. Given these results, it's safe to assume that Texas-Rio Grande Valley could suffer the same fate. As such, the Creighton Blue Jays to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros have been averaging 67 points per game, but their offensive performance has been somewhat inconsistent, with a field goal percentage of just 38.7%. Defensively, they have struggled significantly, allowing an average of 87 points per game while giving up an alarming 49.1% shooting percentage to their opponents. Key players for the Vaqueros include KT Ramey, who is averaging 14 points and 1 rebound per game, and Cliff Davis, who contributes 12 points and 7 rebounds per contest. DJ Thorne is another key contributor, averaging double-digit points, and Tommy Gankayag is making an impact on the boards with 3 rebounds per game. In terms of shooting, the Vaqueros are converting just 31.7% of their three-point attempts and 66.7% from the free throw line. Defensively, they have managed to limit opponents to 31.6% shooting from beyond the arc, but their overall defense is still a work in progress. The team also averages 30 rebounds per game, but they will need a significant improvement in both their offensive and defensive play to keep up with a powerhouse like Creighton. On the other hand, the Creighton Blue Jays are known for their explosive offense, and last season they averaged an impressive 80 points per game while shooting 48.4% from the field. This level of offensive efficiency gives them a clear advantage over teams like Texas-Rio Grande Valley, who have struggled to contain high-powered offenses in the past. Creighton's balanced attack, featuring multiple scoring threats across their roster, will likely enable them to establish control of the game early on. They have the depth to overwhelm their opponents, and it will be difficult for Texas-Rio Grande Valley to keep pace with them for an extended period. Defensively, Creighton allowed 70 points per game last season, which reflects a solid defensive strategy that has allowed them to protect leads and close out games effectively. Their ability to control the pace of the game, combined with their offensive firepower, makes them a formidable opponent for any team, and especially for a team like Texas-Rio Grande Valley, who may not be able to match their intensity and skill level on either side of the ball. Given the significant gap in talent, both offensively and defensively, and the overall strength of the Creighton Blue Jays, I'm predicting that the game will likely fall under the projected total. With Creighton's strong defense and their ability to control the tempo, they may limit the scoring opportunities for Texas-Rio Grande Valley, resulting in a lower scoring affair. As such, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.